496 is not available.
I got the keys.
What's up, guys? So today I'm going to go ahead and knock out some cold calling. And excuse the mess on my desk. I'm actually in the midst of doing several things here. I'm working my day job in addition to being a real estate agent. On top of everything else, I'm also into investing. So I'm going to go ahead and, like I mentioned, I'm going to go ahead and start some cold calls. I just wanted to run through the process with you guys and show you, just to give you a general idea of how the calls go. So basically what I do is I've been using Deal Machine, and I'm sure you guys have heard of Deal Machine already. If you haven't, please look into it. It's the best app for any wholesaler out there. Nevertheless, so what I do is I pull up my property. I have the owner name found here and their current address. So what I do is I go ahead and I use, once I have their name, I use a free skip trace website. There's many paid skip trace sites, but from my experience, you really don't need to pay for it unless you absolutely have the money to do so. And with that being said, I don't have those funds yet, and so I go the free route, which is fastpeoplesearch.com. And as you can see, you have the website Fast People Search, and it looks like this, right? Okay, so from there, what I pretty much do is I use that again to find the owner's a set of numbers for the owner that's been tied to the owner recently. For this one, it looks like I have about 4 to 5. In addition, I also verified through the skip trace if the current location, the current property I'm actually inquiring about, is on the previous addresses for the owner. And it looks like this one actually is. Okay. So in addition to all of that, I also go on the county website just to look at the address and see if there's any back taxes on the house. If there are any back taxes, I'm going to go ahead and incorporate that in on my calculations and for my formula whenever I figure out my max allowable offer for towards the owner of the house. So I pretty much use the 70% rule. And if you guys don't know what the 70% rule is, there's hundreds of videos out that briefly explains or in detail explains how to use the 70% rule. Nevertheless, that's what I use, the 70% rule, to incorporate what I'm going to offer to the owner, and furthermore, figuring out what I'm going to offer to any buyers interested if I go ahead and contract with the owner itself. So I go ahead and pretty much I knock out all those notes in detail before I give the owner a call. I went ahead and figured out got my calculation set. I have my ARV and I have my max allowable offer. So what I do from here, instead of using my personal number, I use an app that gives you access to as many other numbers you need without having to use your personal number. This one you're probably familiar with. It's called Burner. Right? So here's my other number, and it's probably hard to see, but just giving you an idea of what the app looks like. You know what I'm saying? It costs maybe, just for an additional line, maybe $3.99 a month, and you can get several more lines and you can burn them as you go. But nevertheless, this is the number I'm using and all of the cool things that come along with it. So what I do is I make my phone calls off the Burner app. Let's go ahead and see if we can make contact with this person here. And I also have a script that I got off the Wholesaling Elite page on Facebook. That's Max Maxwell's page. And it basically just walks you through the whole process. It's really simple, really easy. If you've never done any cold calls, which I've done quite a few times, not specifically for real estate, but just in general with other jobs I had in my past. So I'm a little bit comfortable with it. But if you're not comfortable, here's a script that lays out everything for you. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get this started. Let's try to see if we can contact this owner. I'm going to go through. Sorry about that. I'm going to go through a series of numbers here to see if I can make contact. And if not, we're going to move on to the next. But my biggest thing is, the most important thing being, if you don't make contact with the owner, leave a message. Very simple. All right, let's see what we got here. First try.
forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 205515849 is not available. At the
I'm going
tone,
to leave a voicemail.
please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hi, my name's Devon Harris. I was looking for Mr. Callen. If this is you, Mr. Callen, listen, I was just giving you a call in reference to a house I may think you own out on Grand Boulevard out in Birmingham. Listen, I was in the neighborhood. It looked like it was vacant. I just wanted to touch base with you to see if it is vacant. Did you have any thoughts about selling the home? Or would you even consider an offer? If you are interested, please feel free to give me a call back here at 205-225-7725. Again, my name is Devon Harris, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you soon. Thanks. Bye-bye. Simple, just like that. So I'm going to go ahead and mark that number off of my list, indicating that I've left a message, and we're going to go on to the next one. I like to touch base on all numbers, simply put, because, again, you never know which number is his actual number unless you can hear them say their name on the voicemail, at which they did not say the name on this voicemail. So I'm going to move on to the next one. So it actually sounds like somebody hung up on me on that number there. I heard them pick it up and hang up, so it's okay. I'm going to move on to the next number. 1627.
Callen Baker Enterprise.
Yes, ma'am. Please speak to Mr. Callen.
My ass is calling.
Sure. My name's Devon. I'm sorry?
Yep, my ass is calling.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. My name's Devon Harris. I was actually trying to contact him in regards to a property he may own.
Oh, she's not answering. Thank you. Have a blessed day. Thank you for calling Callen Baker Enterprise.
So it seems like that he's actually been getting a lot of phone calls in regards to his property, which it's no big deal. You have to get used to no's. You have to get used to people hanging up on you. I actually look forward to people being negative towards me because that gives me more inspiration to keep continuing forward or pushing forward. So it actually does look like these numbers are decent numbers. They do work for this particular person. So I'm going to go ahead and add these numbers on Deal Machine so that I can know whenever I go back through my list, we can use these numbers. Okay. 205. That's funny. Ah, man. It's funny when the assistants they hang up on you. And really, all I need is just the time to speak in front of the owner. That's all I need. This particular house in general looks like, it's in fairly good shape. To be honest, it looked like it may be a rental property. At which he's probably tired of people calling him about it. Which I can understand that. I'm going to notate on the Deal Machine app on the notes here that I've made contact with his business. They hung up. Try again. All right. Cool. So now I'm going to, in here just so you can see what I see. Perfect. Just for now, at least. So now I'm going to go back in my Deal Machine app and I'm going to go to my next person here. Let's see. Who was that who I just called? Okay. Wayne. All right. So now let's go to this next one here. And it looks like these people here specifically, looks like they're out of town. Their most current address. So, and again, I've been using Landglide as well just to find whose name is on the property records. I don't pay for it necessarily. I did at first, but now I don't pay for it because it's the same thing. You can just pull up, if you're on the desktop, all you have to do is pull up the state site But from the looks of it, my site is down. The state site is down for the day. So I'm having to use Landglide for the time being. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to look up the property addresses to see if the names match. Right? And it looks like, look at that. The names do match. Okay? Cool. So what I'm going to do from here, I'm going to go ahead and pull up some information on the ARV itself. Or figure out an ARV for the home before I actually make contact with the owner. I like doing that because just in case you're able to work a deal, you can go ahead and do it right then and there. If they shoot you a price, I could counter with something more cost effective for my end. That way I have a general number to work with. So I'm going to do an ARV of 46K on this one. Then I'm going to go ahead and estimate or use my 70% rule for the calculation. Okay. And then I'm going to look at this picture one more time just to get a general idea. The house looks pretty bad on the outside. I haven't been in the inside to say any or to get any estimates of what needs to be repaired inside, but from the outside alone, the roof looks intact, but it looks like it needs some paint and some TLC on the outside. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and incorporate at least $15,000 of repairs. This is for a flip. Okay. And then I'm going to do a fee of $5,000. Just starting. I mean, this is just an estimate. If I'm able to actually make contact and negotiate things, I'll pretty much just move those numbers up or down depending on what direction we go. So I'm looking at an offer between $10,000 and $12,000. That's going to be my max allowable. My max being $12,200. Cool. All right, so now we're going to search using Fast People Search. All right, and the zip code. Put it back over here to me. I'm gonna make it difficult. All right, so let's use a different zip code. I'm gonna use this zip code here. Found you. Ooh, this man looks like he's gonna be quite old. Quite old. But we do have a series of numbers here, so I mean, why not? You know what? I mean, this house looks like it has good bones. Why not? All right, let's go ahead and pull up our Fire or Burner app. Let's make a phone calls. Let's see if we can get in contact with somebody. 8366.
Hello.
Yes, man. Please speak to Mr. Macon.
Mr. Who?
Mr. Macon? Johnny Lee Macon?
No, this the wrong number.
Wrong number. All right. Sorry about that, man. All right. Looks like that was the wrong number. 617-8366. Okay. All right. Let's go to the next one. And again, this fellow seems to be a little bit older. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's deceased. Oops. That's the wrong number. That's 256. And let me reply to one of my... All right, so guys, I'm actually gonna end on that note. Got a few things happening here. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Otherwise, you're gonna need to hear from me soon.
I got the keys.